The first song, some of you heard it because you were here for soundcheck. It's called Mean Old Crow. A couple years ago, I left Toronto and I moved into Winterton, Newfoundland, because my buddy has a house down there. And I spent basically every day hiking that I could. And I really went to go like have an existential crisis. And I saw this barren land behind the house I was living in. And the way it worked, it was kind of like it was almost like forest on the left and right, and then there was this kind of like rock slope that climbed up. And I just thought, man, that looks like it would be fucking cool. Like, I'm gonna see where that takes me. And I don't know if you've ever been in nature and you feel nature kind of like turn on you. And I became just very aware of this like couple of crows that were just like giving me the eyes. And, you know, it got intense. I'm climbing the slope. They're still following me. Eventually, these crows are, like, circling me, and I have, like, my camera on my shoulder. I'm like, oh, my God. And so eventually these circles, they were circling me so much that I just got scared out of my mind, ran back the other way. The crows followed me. They eventually went up in a tree and left me alone. So to deal with the trauma, I wrote Mean Old Crow. And so, without further ado, welcome to An Evening with Artists. The mean old crow won't forget you, man. The mean old crow, you can count on that. The black-eyed crow's got its eye on you. Well, the black-eyed crow's got its eye on you. Where'd you get your memory from? Oh, where'd you get your memory from? The mean old crow's gonna get you, man. Well, the mean old crow, you can count on that. Crows, they come in murders, man. Well, the crows, they come in murders, man. Where'd you get your memory from? Oh, where'd you get your memory from? Where'd you get your memory from? Oh, where'd you get your memory from? Where'd you come from? Where do I go? Circling, you made your presence known. What do I say? My face in your eye. Mark me, claim me, hate them boundaries tight. If the mean old crow says you should fuck right off, well, may I suggest that you fuck right off. Where'd you get your memory from? Oh, where'd you get your memory from? Nice. Sorry for swearing at you right away.
All right, I'm going to play a tune now. And this is a tune. I'm going to scooch a little bit. Yeah. There. Okay. Now I can see you all. So this is a tune that I wrote several years ago. I used to live, actually, if you just walk to the end of this block and you look up, you will see a purple house on the corner of the next street. And I used to live in that house. And from my bedroom window, I could see right out over the harbor, and I could see all the little boats kind of like twinkling against, reflecting against the water from their lights. In the evenings. So I wrote this tune called Harbor Lights. And it's also, I forget to mention this a lot, but it's partially inspired as well by an instrument that my dad plays. My dad owns and plays about like 150 different Ukrainian folk instruments, and one of the ones that he has is this really cool flute called vodensyuka, and it basically has like, it's like if you put two recorders or two tin whistles like side by side and attach them at the top, and so you're playing like two different whistles at the same time, and one just plays like a drone note, and then the other one you can play a melody on, and so that was kind of like the sound I had in my head. Anyways, you might be able to imagine it a little bit. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
As we previously mentioned, my name is Lincoln Tate Ripley. I never meant to perform my poetry. It was something I kind of fell into whenever I moved to St. John's. I moved here from Texas. So it's a bit new to me a little bit to like have people read my stuff. But even more new, I've never performed anything besides my poetry. I've done a lot of different creative writing throughout my life, but most of it I just kind of wrote for me. And then at the end of my undergraduate degree, I decided to take a creative nonfiction writing course based on a recommendation of a friend. It was pandemic school. I wanted to do something easy and fun, and I'm so glad I did. One of the things that we did for this course was we tried out a new technique every week. And so one week, our prompt was juxtaposition. We had to find any object in our room at the time, look at it, and describe it the best we could, and then also follow up with paragraphs having to do with just someone in our life. Seemingly supposed to be random, and my piece happened on accident, because my two things turned out to be very related, and I found that out when I finished writing it. So this is Gifts. I don't live with a lot of items, but I do tend to hoard gift supplies. I've chalked it up to not holding a lot of sentiment in things. I'll throw anything away. I get it from my mom. But I still feel attached to these loose ends. tediously growing up, when I was given gifts, my family would groan as I slowly and gently unwrapped my package, as to not tear the item before even acknowledging the gift inside. Without fail, even after years, a chorus of, "Ugh, just rip it," would reach me, and I would try my hardest to find the weak points in the tape, so I could unveil my gift with dignity as mine was being taken away from me. After I performed my prepared reaction to whatever gift was forced upon me, I would neatly pile the remains in an old shoebox to keep for my turn of giving. On my shelf sits an all-wooden, piano-shaped puzzle box that my mom bought me in New Orleans some years back. At the market, there was a seller with a booth of assorted puzzle boxes. She always liked that I was a musician and loved when I played piano. Thus, the perfect gift. The stain of the wood gives a deep maple glow in the bath of the sun. A darker wood makes up the black keys, a lighter for the white, and I could tell the artist was no musician. The staff was missing 2 ledger lines, the treble clef was incorrectly drawn. From behind, you can see a segment of wood that broke off when my cat knocked it to the floor. I didn't get upset with him, and I didn't keep the renegade piece. My mom always complained that I was a hard person to gift to, but perhaps that's because she gifted to see gratitude and not to feel it. We spent most of our time together growing up, learning how each other lived, but not why, and she always kindly and gently looked forward to my gifts. They were typically something handmade or highly specific, maybe something she mentioned in a passing grocery run or a lingering glance that I held on to. She and I don't talk much anymore, but for years, I still made a handmade card with sketches like flowers into the wrapping, hoping that she would gently take it apart and keep the memory of me that I wanted her to. It's a very simple puzzle. There is a joint that is slightly heart-shaped on the side of the box. To begin, you must remove this. The piano will then slide off to reveal a door. From the crash, one of the segments on the top slides off of is missing, showing running cracks through the smaller joints. You must open the box gently as to not further damage the cracks. Every time I open it, I can't tell if they're getting bigger or if I forget how deep they go. Removing the door reveals a small velvet pouch. Inside, I've kept a D20 from a campaign that never finished, a key to my code lock safe, my 2 turtle figurines from a friend I don't talk to anymore, and a treble clef paperclip from my middle school choir director that let me have lunch with her when I didn't have friends. I suppose their placement should make them precious, but every time I open the box, I wonder how they've lasted this long. I don't open it often, but I'm unsure if it's because I fear causing more damage to the box or to myself. Thank you.
And you know how Spotify has this feature where after you listen to an artist for a while and it runs out of their music, it kind of like shuffles you to other people? So that's how I found this one. It's by the Deslons, I believe I'm saying that right, and it's called Beautiful Friend. And so we felt like Beautiful Friend was a nice song for tonight. So we hope you enjoy.
Tell you just how I feel, and if you'd ask me just one time, I'd tell you just what I'd say. If you could only see me now, I'd tell you just what I want. Don't you wanna be a beautiful friend? Just wanna be a beautiful friend to you. I wanna be a beautiful friend. Just wanna be a beautiful friend to you.
I didn't have you by my side, if I didn't have you to lose, I guess I'd be a free man, roam around wherever I choose. What good can a person do who's hard worn and feeling bad? All the living that you got to show cost the love that you never had.
Well, if you really wanna know, I'll tell you just how I feel. And if you'd ask me just one time, I'd tell you just what I'd say, that the reason I'm here today is because my heart is true. Don't you wanna be a beautiful friend? Don't you wanna be a beautiful friend to me? I wanna be a beautiful friend, just wanna be a beautiful friend to you.
This next song is called New Things. I wrote it after, it's probably, I don't know, man, I love this song. There's something, I feel like it's like a gift to me. I feel like it's of the ones I've written that when I play it, people are like, oh, there's something that kind of touched me in that. And it comes from certainly like a bit of a vulnerable place in my own life. I wrote it, I was married in my 20s, entered my 30s not married, and I wrote it kind of about that. And it can always be a bit of a trick for me to get ready to play, but I definitely want to share it this evening, so I hope some part of it resonates with you. Thank you for your grace. Thanks for listening to New Things. I love you. This is it. Cool.
Left the stars in the sky for you. Left the sun. Left the moon. Is that not enough for you to be better off with something that will never break your heart? And there will be a rising at every start. And in the end, all will settle in. New things take time to feel. New things take time to heal. And in the end, all will settle in. I left the fucking city for you, headed east on the unpredictable Atlantic winds. And I'm standing cliffside on the ocean, wondering if you can see it all the way that I do now. All our memories, everything that we thought we could be. New things take time to feel. New things take time to heal. And in the end, all will settle in. Now you're reaching that age you never thought we would change, but you're reaching that age, and now you're reaching that age you never thought things would change, but you're reaching that age,
reaching that age, and now you're reaching that age. You never thought you would change, but you're reaching that age, reaching that age, and now you're reaching that age where you've got no one to blame. Now you're reaching that age. That age. That age. New things take time to feel. New things take time to heal. And in the end, all will settle in. This is gonna be sick. So when we also, so a few of us have been playing together for a little while. Ben and I are always at it. Maria came into the picture. It kind of became really lovely. Once magic started happening between Ben and Hannah, Hannah became part of the family, and we've all been just kind of figuring it out together. We didn't do a lot of covers, and at our last show, we were like, man, we need to figure out something interesting to do. And we were really driving with this. I was listening to a lot of hip-hop at the time, so it was kind of something just, not that it's hip-hop, but we'll see what happens. But there was something rhythmically to it that was really just tickling my fancy. So this song is called, this song gives me life. If I wake up on like a sunny day, summer, and I'm sipping some coffee, this one does it for me. It's called Rabbi. It's by an artist, Rabbi of all things. It's by an artist called Bon Iver. And yeah, this is certainly a rendition of it. Let's take our time. Let's find it, shall we? There's a lot of friggin' words to this, so we'll see. Scared of dying, but isn't this a beach? And if I know one thing at all, is I cannot just be a peach. Oh, you coming awoke now, so please enjoy the feast. Oh, we are weightless like a weightless beast. So what is it we don't teach? When we were children, we were hell-bent, or oblivious at least. But now it comes to mind, we were terrified, so we'd run and hide for a verified dead hope peace. So what of this release? Sunlight feels good now, don't it? Don't have to have a leaping plan. Something's gotta ease your mind. But it's all fine, or it's all crime anyway. There are 6 of us sitting creekside, sipping fistfuls through the green. Every which way could be seen. Was a Santa time, more like pantomime. Was an anodyne, was a friend of mine. You don't know, you don't know. And I could profit, and I could rob, and I will. However, everywhere isn't everywhere. It's not a veil or a fairy tale in the least. So what of this release? Sunlight feels good now, don't it? Don't have to have a leaving plan. Something's gotta ease your mind. It's all fine, it's all fine anyway. And I could profit, and not a veil or a fairy tale in the least. So what this release? Sunlight feels good now, don't it? Don't have to have a leaving plan. Something's gotta ease your mind. But it's all fine, we're all fine anyway.
I found this song. It's called Pretty Bird by Aoife O'Donovan and Jeremy. You remember?
Jeremy Kittle.
Kittle. I always forget his last name. It's on an album that I found during one of my days when I was nannying, and the family I work for, they're musicians, and they have CDs just overflowing in their bookshelf. They don't have a CD case. And I saw this one album, and it had a little toad on it, and I said, oh, I love toads. I'm going to play this one, see what's on it. And it was just the most beautiful album I'd ever heard in my life, and this is just one of the songs from it that I love really dearly. So, oh, and when I wanted to sing this, I asked Maria very last minute on Sunday. I said, can you learn this? And she said, absolutely. And then now we've got Ben in on it too. So it's really lovely. I'm very excited to sing it for you guys.
Pretty bird, fly, fly away, fly away, little pretty bird, and pretty you will always stay. I see in your eyes a promise, your own tender love will breathe. Fly away, little pretty bird, and pretty you will always stay. Love's own tender warmth warms this evening, and love's tender song you'll sing. Fly away, little pretty bird, for he'd only clip your wings. I cannot make you a promise, for love is such a delicate thing. Fly away, little pretty bird, for he'd only clip your wings. Fly far beyond this dark mountain to where you'll be free evermore. Fly away, little pretty bird, where the cold winter winds don't blow.
A poem about finding something you never felt because someone loved you in a way you never were. It's called Home. I am a known stranger. My frequent footpaths follow friends and wisp into the air behind me. My name is called, my presence warms, but my roots never tap. A couch, a place to lie, a table, a place to dine, a home, a place to rest, nothing more, nothing less. When asked where I'm from, the answer was a riddle. When asked who I loved, my answer was non-committal. My connections were cold, so I embraced the frost, to numb the bite when my love was lost. This was my pride, sweet solitude. If I can skate, then the lake won't break. But then, I suppose, each season turns, because then, I loved you. Now I know what they mean when the fireplace crackles and the wind chime sings, when the tea kettle whistles and the oven door springs, when the dawn comes in and the morning light shines, when the coats hang up and the day it winds. Now I know what they mean when they call someone, somewhere, home. This next one I'll read for y'all. I performed it last year, I believe, once or twice. It's one of my personal favorites, dare I say. It's called Intimacy. When you dissect a specimen, you must ready the scene. Donning the proper PPE, you may prepare the equipment. Gloves, chemicals, notes. Most specimens begin stiff, so you must place it on its back, belly side up, and gently massage it into place. Once pliable, you pin back the limbs and make careful incisions. Straddled, strapped, and submissive, you may examine the organs clearly, curiously poking and prodding, learning what could make such a creature. My therapist asked me to describe intimacy, and I recalled a grand imagery. My body, a cosmological spirit suspended in space, comprised of constellations, stardust, and debris, and at the center of my ribcage is a mass of dark matter that a hand reaches in and holds my spirit captive. I watched her pause and press her lips together, taking a moment to contemplate and grieve my metaphor. Intimacy had never been tender, not to me anyways. It was an invitation for exposure, for exploitation, a dissection. Who was I, if not a creature to be studied? I learned how to prepare for operation, to be still and helpful, to disregard my own dignity. I was only to be held so that I could be crushed. I was only to be known so that I could be spoken of. I was only to be recognized so I could provide for others. I learned to crawl onto the table, belly side up, my limbs flaccid, braced for inspection. She asked me if I'd ever been in a hammock, the ones made for two. As the canvas measures the weight, it trembles, flips, teeters, you each slowly leaning in, breath held, shaping the balance, until you both fall and sway in the breeze. Intimacy, she told me, does not happen to you or even against you. It happens with you. It shouldn't take you as bait for someone else's fate. It shouldn't hold you unwilling in a love unfulfilling. It is a hammock, a construction, solid and frail. It measures your fear to fall into comfort. It is galaxies colliding, inviting chaos soon ensues by the creation of new systems. Once you've taken your notes and answered your questions, it's time to dispose of your specimen. So I will sew up my insides, stiffen my bones, and learn to sway in the breeze.
This song is one that we learned about through one of Maria's many groups that she plays with, the OCs, the Old Contemporaries. They play down at Bannerman on Mondays, and we love going there.
We're probably there most Mondays.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to say hi,
We love seeing you.
yeah, if you want to say hi, we're probably there on Monday nights. But yeah, it's called Loretta, and it's really pretty.
Well, Loretta, she's my ballroom girl. Wears them sevens on her sleeve. Dances like a diamond shines. Tells me lies I love to believe. Her age is always 22. Her laughing eyes, her hazel hue. Spends my money like waterfalls. She loves me like I want her to. She loves me like I want her to. Well, Loretta, won't you say to me, darling, put your guitar on. Have a little shot of booze and play a blue on Whaling song. The guitar rings a melody, the guitar sings Loretta's fine. Long and lazy, blonde and free, I can have her anytime. I can have her anytime. Prettiest at the break of day, prettiest in the setting sun. She don't cry when I can't stay, at least not till she's all alone. Well, Loretta, I won't be gone long. Keep your dancing slippers on. Keep me on your mind a while, and I'll be back there to make you smile. I'll be back there to make you smile. Well, Loretta, she's my ballroom girl. Wears them sevens on her sleeve. Dances like a diamond shines. Tells me lies I love to believe.
You may notice that my fiddle has been growing and shrinking tonight, and that's because I've been trading between the violin and the viola. And I'm mainly a violin player slash fiddle player, whatever you want to call me is fine. Depends what I'm playing on any given day. But yes, I've been playing the violin since I was about 2 years old. My parents made that decision for me very early in life, and luckily it worked out well for me. But maybe about 10 years ago now, I started playing the viola a little bit, just because I think it's a really beautiful instrument. So if you're not familiar with the violin and the viola is basically like just slightly lower. All the strings are one over, and there's one lower string underneath. And I just think it has such a beautiful tone, and it's highly underrated. So one of the things I've tried to do in my time playing the viola is write some more fiddle tunes, like specifically for the viola, because why not? It deserves it. So anyways, I'm gonna play a set of tunes, and I need my cheat notes, because the tunes I write myself are often the ones that I forget the quickest. Anyways, this is the best music stand ever. I actually wrote these about a year ago. We did a concert that was not unlike this. We were up at the Peter Easton Pub, which is a similarly tiny stage. And we wanted to do a viola concert, so we had all the violists we could find in St. John's come together. We had 12 violas on that stage. It was tight quarters. Anyways, I wrote these tunes for that show, and I haven't really played them much since, so this is the second debut, I suppose. Oh, so I'm just gonna do that. I think you can probably hear me even without the mic, but...
artist, Lizzie McAlpine, who has become so famous so fast. I'm sure everyone has heard of her at this point. But this song, Apple Pie, is the first song I heard of hers a long time ago, and just really resonated with me, and I've shared it with...
First time I heard it was Sunday.
Yeah. And I don't know, we decided we're going to do it, and Jason and Ben learned the guitar part, and we put it all together, and it's just really special to sing it with everyone. So.
Hey, Dave.
I don't even think you guys knew the song, did you? You were like learning the song and also learning how to play it at the same time.
So you'll see Ben and I keep very direct eye contact as we do this. That's a good rhythm.
Some days I'm lonely, and some days I'm not. Some days I am only a little bit sad, not a lot. How do you make a home? What to do? 'Cause I never stay too long. 'Cause every house looks the same in my dreams. Every house feels like home for a couple weeks. I've been running round trying to find a place where I can breathe. But me, oh my, I found you under an April sky. And you feel like city life, apple pie baked just right. Home is wherever you are tonight. Some days feel empty, and some days feel whole. Someday we'll be in the same city, someday we'll be grown, and I'll be fine with packing up cardboard boxes filled with sad farewells, and I'll be fine with that goodbye, as long as I don't say goodbye to you as well. 'Cause every house looks the same in my dreams, and every house feels like home for a couple weeks. I've been running around trying to find a place where I can breathe. But me, oh my, I found you under an April sky. And you feel like city life, apple pie baked just right. Home is wherever you are tonight. Let's rent a place, 2 rooms and a window facing buildings and fire escapes. Might be no AC, a little bit cramped, but see, if I'm with you, it's okay.
you under an April sky, and you feel like city life, apple pie baked just right. Home is wherever you are tonight.
And this last song we're going to do, I feel like it's like a favorite to all play together. It feels good, makes us feel nice. It's a song called Celebration. I wrote it and I put it out last summer. And the way my life works is I get these ideas and I latch to them. And then I say, well, what can I pull out of that? So I wrote this song, Celebration, in the dead of winter. Then someone offered me like an old kind of like half abandoned old church, and they're like, do you want to do a show there? So I was like, I'm gonna host a celebration. So I called Ben, I was like, Ben, I have this song. Ben came over and he figured it out on keys. Him and I sat around a microphone clapping. I came to Lincoln, I was like, I need someone, I'm trying to find someone to sing on Celebration. I couldn't find anyone. He's like, my partner sings, you wanna? And the first time I met Lauren, she came over to my house, right? Like, yeah. Came over and she was like, yeah, this is what I'm thinking, and sings like a fucking bird. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, this is going amazing. Call Maria, I'm like, hey Maria, I've got this song. I would love for you to play on. Maria, of course, like with all of life, is like, I'm so down. Literally comes over, hears the song for the first time, makes up her part, records it, and is out of my house in an hour. And I was like, holy crap. Okay. All right, it goes a little something like this. Ready, Ben? It's a celebration, a lust for passion, a time too long, a time to get some release. Your love might be the last static, a chance to see cohesion through the arc of all things. Hey, if there's ever after, should we run in open arms? Hey, should we head in backwards, stretch the moment, let it have its say. This is an invitation, sweet persuasion, your imagination's the only way you'll go free. True love must know the joys of sorrow well. True love, it's perception, baby, may not see. Hey, if there's ever after, should we run in open arms? Hey, or should we head in backwards, stretch the moment, let it have its, like the ocean, rhythmic forward, like a crash myself, like the ocean, rhythmic forward, like a wave. I crash myself, like the springtime, like a true sign, like the end, and like the start. All things at once, all things in love, all things die, then burst with life. If there's Thank you for coming. Appreciate you doing this with us. Merci beaucoup.